Sometimes the deathbed is as unexpected as the death. How an old East End boy ended up so far from the Bow Bells, I do not know. I boarded the 1308 to Grantham as if I had planned to catch it. Booked my ticket weeks in advance, made an itinerary, packed a lunch and a book for the journey. Not hurried last minute through London, following the train of commuters, one behind the other like an unlikely game of oranges and lemons. Winding, chanting to the station, taking care not to get trapped in the arms of the ticket barriers to catch the next one heading north. When will that be, says the bells of Stepney. I do not know, says the great bell of Bow as I pass, its ringing reminder of a rhyme I'd forgotten. One ear to the station announcements, the other pressed to my shoulder, cradling the crackling voice of my boss as he understands why I have to miss my shift. But it is a shame, because they will be one short tonight. We might all be one short tonight. Nana will make extra roast potatoes without thinking. They will sit static in the bone china bowl, growing cold and rigor mortis stiff, before she eventually covers them and buries them in the bottom of the fridge to fester and freeze. Mum might finally get to know what it feels like tonight. For the longest time, I've avoided the thought that there's something I know more about than her. Losing a father is unwritable. So I send empty attempts at empathy into the ether on the intermittent Wi-Fi and do what I always do. Make it about Dad. I sip orange juice on the 1308 and think about my birthday parties. Mum and Dad make an arch with their arms and the children rush through, giggling, hurrying, not wanting to get trapped, but really, really hoping to get trapped. Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clement's. I sip orange juice until it hurts like lemons do, while I digest that she will know what it is to have only one set of arms to catch you because you're a man down. We might all be one short tonight. The nurse might get her rounds done early. She'll be glad of the break, but will miss his laugh, I think, and his affected accent. He did a terrible job of disguising the cockney, she'll think, as she strips the bed. However out of earshot he got, the Bow Bells are deafeningly identifiable, even in the flats of Lincolnshire. We might all be one short tonight. Train back takes longer, as if it will just carry on going without the threat of an arch to trap us, giggling when the chanting ends, catching us between arms, between one life and the next. Sleep well, Grandad. I'll save you a slice of lemon for your gin. There's some roast potatoes if you want them, and I know a funny song we can sing. It goes, here comes the candle to light you to bed, and here comes the chopper to chop off your head. The words won't mean much to you now, but not as much you managed to mumble today in the midst of remembering who I was. You showed me your bruise, remember that? You called me Blondie and all the names that weren't mine. You told me that you painted the shop and that you watched a film about two kids in love. We both laughed at that and you didn't comment on my crying. There's no TV in the ward and you never had a shop. You told me not to hurry, but not to let things pass me by. You told me not to let anyone be superior and to look after your mother, which I think means my mother, which to you means me. You held out your arms and I really, really hoped to get trapped. You held my hand and bet me any money you would see me again. I said I would hold you to that. You owe me 5 farthings, say the bells of St. Martin's. Then the view from the window was nighttime, and the duvet rose to your chest, and your eyes were marbles, and your mind was a music box you forgot to wind, and your hand was my father's, and your tears were my mother's, because you called me her name, because you are one short tonight. We might all be. I'll burn a candle for you, and it will light me to bed. My bed. In Bow. Within the sound of the bells that will sound one less ring than normal. You wouldn't have expected me to end up sleeping within earshot, but it's all I can afford until I get rich, say the bells of Shoreditch. So for now, I sleep in an unlikely bed by candlelight. But sometimes the bed is as unexpected as the death. Sometimes we are on trains when we should be at work, and sometimes we are sipping oranges but tasting lemons. Smiling at the sweetness of the memory, but pursing our lips around the bitterness of what we always just thought were nursery rhymes.